Okay, now it's rolling. First of all, what is your name?
Robert Piazza.
Okay, Robert, we're somewhere over here in the middle of New York State.
Hobart, New York.
Yeah.
I'm from
Yeah.
Port Jefferson, Long Island.
Port Jefferson. Wow, not too far from Sam's Club.
Or Costco.
Right?
Or Costco.
Yeah. Well, Sam's Club that's the exit quorum, right?
Yeah.
And what's that other thing?
I think that's
Stony Brook is over there.
right.
Okay. So you do some kind of work, and you're going to tell me about
I'm
it.
a broker, metal machine plastics. I've been in business 24 years. And
Is that your own business?
Yeah.
You started yourself?
Yeah.
How'd you begin it?
I worked for another company for 23 years as a sales manager.
They did the same thing.
No. Well, yeah, they basically did the same thing.
Same product.
But they weren't brokers. I'm a broker. I'm just a middleman. They
Uh-huh.
had a machine shop.
Right.
And new owners came in, and I just saw the handwriting on the wall. I figured, well, it's time to do something. I was like 42, 43.
Right.
I think I had nothing to lose. Let me try it, see what happens.
Uh-huh.
So I started my own business, and of course I knew a lot of people because I've been in the business for 20-something years previous. And the first few years, it was like unbelievable. The second year I made like $300,000.
That's pretty good.
And then after that, it was all downhill.
Uh-huh. So you see the writing on the wall again?
Oh yeah.
Now, since you saw the writing on the wall a long time ago, right, and you knew what to do then, right? What can you do now when you see the writing on the wall? Is it possible to take that same perspective that you had a long time ago
Yeah.
and apply it to something else in the world today, some other product or industry, and then carry it on from there?
Well, my first love as far as work goes, I love working with wood.
Uh-huh.
So I could do cabinet making, I could build a house, I could.
Well, you've been a broker now, so if you went from working for.
I'd rather work with my hands, to tell you the truth. I'm more comfortable. The time goes by quicker for me.
Uh-huh.
Sitting in an office most of the day, or going out making sales calls. Today, everything is different. Years ago, you would go out and make a sales call, and the buyer would see you. Today, with the internet and voicemail,
Uh-huh.
they didn't want to talk to you or see you.
So it's happening in every industry.
Right.
It's not just some other incidents which I've experienced maybe, but it's happening in your industry as well.
Plus, a lot of my customers, years ago I had like 60 customers. Now I have like 13, if that.
Wow.
And either went out of business or they moved out of state. And 2 years, I lost two of my. I didn't lose the customers completely, but I lost a lot of the work because everything was outsourced to China or Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So that hurt me. And now with the economy, the last 3-4 months, it's been really terrible. My business is down like 60%.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm at an age now. What do? I still have to work. But,
Well, you still want to work at
well,
least.
yeah.
Maybe you don't have to.
Well, I don't kill myself. I work, 4 or 5 hours a day for 4 days a week, whatever. But still, I still have to work. But
So now we're going to go back to the basics. Working with your hands
yeah.
and woodworking. Have you started
Joe,
that?
We just did a deck.
Uh-huh.
And, sliding glass doors, stuff like that.
So you're doing that out in Long Island.
Yeah.
So if I were to tell people in the internet or whatever who would never otherwise know about your adventure into this new world of working with your hands, that you're doing this in that area, right?
Yeah, but I'm not pursuing it. We're starting a business with. We just word of mouth. Somebody wants something done, we'll do it.
Are you going
He has
to?
a profession also. So.
Uh-huh. So are you going to turn it into a business
I don't
now?
know. It really depends what happens with my business right now. So,
Uh-huh. So it's still in the thin edge.
yeah.
Thin edge. So you think that there's a possibility or a chance that your business might turn around?
It could. The economy changes.
You might need a
now.
turnaround specialist. What's his name? One of those turnaround specialists guys. He walks into a big corporation and he buys it out and then turns it around. Yeah.
I have friends that do that.
Uh-huh.
They do very well.
Maybe you ought to ask them what would happen if you asked them, for suggestions how to.
Well, right now it's hard because nobody really has any business. Everybody's slow. It's not.
Not necessarily everyone, right?
In industry, I do a lot for medical companies, the military, electronics companies. Everybody's in the same position. They're cutting down 4 days a week, and on the invoices they want 10% discounts.
Mhm.
So,
Do you have any presence on the internet?
not really.
Not at all. You don't think that would help you in any way?
Not my business.
You wouldn't expand the area that.
Yeah, but I like keeping just a certain size. You know, I'm a one-man operation.
I don't mean expanding the size, but like the area that you cover. In other words, for example, let's say before the internet, I could show my pictures to people that I knew or came in contact with. And the more people that I could come in contact with, either through another assignment or whatever, the more people would then find out that I had an artistic picture, for example. But now, if I put a picture up on the internet and I do some social networking or whatever through a Facebook or a LinkedIn or some other social networking groups, people from all over the world can see my pictures. If I take it and I put it up on the internet, in a few seconds, people are commenting in India, in England, in Russia, in Australia, and anywhere in this country. So if I take that away, if the internet decided to evaporate tomorrow, this growth that I've had, at least people knowing that I exist. Never mind the business, baby. Business would be very slow because of the prices that I charge or whatever. But if I take that away, then the exposure that I'm getting, people to know that I exist and that I have this type of art, and for them to enjoy it even, would disappear. So there might be some way.
It's possible, but I don't.
Are you open to it?
No.
No. Okay. Well,
I'm very simple. I don't like getting.
Well, if you say that you're very simple, right? What about what I just said makes it complicated?
Oh, if I go into the internet, it might work out too well, and I just.
Then you'd have to
My
grow
stage
too
of the
much.
game, I don't want to.
Uh-huh.
I'm older. And
So it's almost
I'm not looking at.
fear of success.
Well, not fear.
Well, that's what it used to be called. If you had an opportunity to do really well, okay, and you didn't take it, someone would look at you and say, "Well, you have fear of success because
Well, if I was
that."
40, then I'd have a different outlook.
How old are you now?
I'll be 65.
65, and so at that age level, you don't feel that there's a great amount of growth that you can go through and you would want to go through.
No.
It's interesting. My father's 92,
Oh, yeah?
and I was wondering how he feels about it. It's a certain way of thinking that you get to. You don't have to do anything. Why do anything?
Well, I should be winding down now, not getting busier.
Yeah, but who set up those rules?
Me.
Ah.
I always lived a certain way. I always enjoyed myself and did what I wanted to do. And,
Mm-hmm. Well, suppose
I
you
don't have a lot of savings anymore.
now. Suppose from a different perspective, you did build it up and it was able to really grow, and you brought someone else in who was like a trainee or I guess like a
Well,
trainee.
I brought a partner about 5 years ago.
Right.
So,
They're still there.
yeah.
Oh, I see. And he's going to take over when you leave?
Well, he has his
He's
own
younger?
business, but he has interest in my business. So,
Is he younger?
yeah.
I see. So
42.
he's in a position to be able to take on that. So would it benefit him if you did grow? No?
Of course.
So it should be part his decision as well.
Yes, but I have more say than he does.
Mm-hmm. Well, suppose you were to say, if we go into the internet and it grows, then you take over that part, whatever that growth is, and I just want my piece, how much my percentage is, or whatever.
But he already has his own business too, so he's fairly busy now too.
The conflict of interest.
Yeah. I do most of the, he just takes care of his business, I take care of mine, and I just give him just a little something.
Uh-huh. Well, maybe you have a third possibility, like another person, someone that would be more willing to concentrate or focus on yours. There's the reason I'm asking you these questions is because I see in many different situations a lot of different opportunities, possibilities that people might not see. And being a creative oriented type of person, I don't see this is fixed and that's fixed, that this flower is orangey and that one's lighter yellow or purple. We can mix them and get a different color. And sometimes just hearing about that, you may not agree with it, but hearing about it, that seed is planted. And the seed is not the oak tree when it first comes out, but it's just a seed.
Yeah.
And it has a long trip to go.
I just like
So my seed,
doing what I'm doing now.
right. So my
Enjoying
seed,
myself.
right. But my seed, whatever happens with it, may grow in some way inside of your mind.
So
And
just
that's
a
it.
different mentality than I do.
Yeah.
A different stage of the game. How old are you?
I don't know. 4,000 years old.
You're an old
But I have no intention of ever retiring. I love what I'm doing so much
Yeah.
that
Yeah, that profession too. So you know.
I suppose that I'm been my entire life, since you asked me, I've been my entire life building or growing, and I have so much further to go to grow that I would ever be satisfied with. So, and maybe my work would never be even worth anything or valuable to anyone until I'm dead. So what? So I might as well just keep on living. Exactly. I might as well just keep on living and enjoy myself, whatever it is I'm doing.
So I always enjoyed photography since I was a kid. I had my own dark room.
Uh-huh. Well, it's no longer the dark room.
Yeah, I
Now it's Photoshop. You gotta,
Digital,
but I had to learn when it came into being, the digital. I had to learn Photoshop better than I ever knew darkroom
I
work.
bought so many books on Photoshop. This I still don't understand. It's all Greek to me.
The only way to learn it, as far as I'm concerned, is to take it and start playing with those little dials and
I just
digits
don't
and
have
stuff.
patience for that stuff.
It's true. It takes a lot of patience. But the miraculous things that you can accomplish, that you could never do, that you could never accomplish with film before, is like, it's unbelievable for someone who's interested in creating that much.
Yeah. I always enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope you will live a long life, enjoying whatever you do. If you haven't saved any money, I certainly hope that you don't get in the position that you need money, that you want to live longer, but you don't have enough.
We always need money.
Some people don't really have that need. Believe it or not, they have more than enough than they'll ever need. There are people like that.
I have a lot of family that was like that. And then up until a few months ago, and they lost a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
They were retired for like 10, 15 years, and now they have to go back to work.
That's interesting. Maybe they should work with you. But anyway, I know that this conversation can go on for hours. But you and I will finish this right now, and if you ever want to, you're always welcome to email me. If you have email, right?
Of course.
That much of the internet you can handle.
I stopped the smoke signals a while ago.
That's clever. But you're welcome to email me anytime you want, and thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.